What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another live stream. Happy Thursday. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Hopefully, you got your green teas, no alcohol around here. But hopefully, everyone's having a good week. We're going to have an awesome show tonight. We're going to be talking about all things cyber, CTFs, and some fun journeys that our guest went on. So, we're going to bring her in and have her introduce herself, and we'll go from there. Hey, Edna, how you doing?
Hey, Pat, I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, if you obviously, like I always say in the beginning of my shows, just if you have any questions, just throw it in the chat and we'll leave about 15 minutes at the end of the show and we'll answer all those questions. So, yeah, for those folks that don't know you, just go ahead and just say what you're up to and a little bit about yourself. Love to have you.
Hey, yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm Edna. I'm a cybersecurity engineer and SOC analyst, and I've been in IT for about 8 years and in cybersecurity for going on 4 years now. And super stoked to be here with you tonight.
Nice. That's awesome. So, obviously, I really thank you for coming on. It was, I'm glad we're neighbors now in the world,
hmm
in this beautiful world. So, just to start it off, I remember when I saw you last year at B-Sides Orlando, and we didn't really, I don't think officially meet, but I saw an awesome honor at the end of that day and a half or 2 days or whatever it was, and I just want you to express, like, I want to express that that's awesome. All the gratitude goes to you because, obviously being just an attendee or a speaker, I think I was a trainer. Like, we don't know how much those folks really put into this. And so thank you for that. So what was that you got the MVP? Like, for those folks that maybe watch this channel that went to that and don't really understand what you guys do behind the scenes.
Yeah, so at the conference, I had three roles. I was the volunteer coordinator. So this is my second year being volunteer coordinator. And then I took on two villages this year. I organized the Career Village,
Hmm.
which had a record number of attendees. And we had a lot of people that had resume reviews done there. We had mock interviews there. We had employers who were actively hiring that came in and were talking to our attendees. And it was great for the community to connect like that. And then third thing that I did was I ran another village, and this was my first year starting this village, and that was the Social Engineering Adventure Village.
Mm.
So it was a really fun time. There was a lot going on. I have a little bit of, I call it volunteeritis, where I just love to help and contribute. So it was a wonderful time. I was really honored to be able to help and contribute back to the community in that way.
Yeah. And like I said, thank you again. And for those folks that, obviously I know you. So and I know, some folks that want to volunteer, and I'll be volunteering. We'll get into that a little bit later. But say, for example, someone from the community wants to volunteer for whatever, if it's B-Side Orlando or any kind of B-Side, like, what is the process that folks have to go through in order for them to become a volunteer in the community?
Yeah, so most places have a volunteer application that might be on their website, or if you don't see it on their website, just reach out. Most places have an email address or a Discord that you can reach out to, and
Hmm.
just reach out and say, hey, I'm interested in helping out. I would like to be a volunteer this year. How can I do that? And they will tell you their process. Um, and if they have any requirements to become a volunteer, like a lot of places have like minimum number of hours that you have to volunteer, and you have to be a volunteer in good standing. So that means, like, if you've said you're going to volunteer in the past and you don't show up, maybe they would prioritize other volunteers over that. So just check what their procedures are, and how they take in volunteers.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I remember when I reached out to, like, the Red Team Village, and I was like, "Hey,
hmm
Mike, I want to go ahead and volunteer at DEF CON." And I want to say a little story. It was awesome. I was part of Red Team Village, which I heard was really hard to get into. And I was like, oh, I feel honored. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to say this little snippet of a story. Me and my friend Devin, he normally does the moderating for my channel. We went to the Blue Team Village. I was like, oh, let's just go check out the Blue Team Village. And there was a cool shirt. And I was like, hey, ma'am, how can I get one of those shirts? Just throwing it out there. It's like, oh, this is only for the volunteers. I was like, I'll volunteer to get a shirt. And literally to go into they probably got dinged because there was 2 volunteers that didn't show up. So there was short 2 people. Maybe it was just God sending me and Devin there so me and Devin stayed there for a few hours. We
Yeah.
shot the smack with the community.
Mm-hmm.
We made some new connections, and then we got this cool shirt and a cool little coin. I love these little coins. And
Yeah.
ever since I moved, now they're just in a little Ziploc bag, but maybe I'll get them on display one day. But yeah, so now we're a part of their Discord, and we communicate and shoot the smack, see how they're doing. And so that's a good point. Like if you get dinged, you're going to get on that, maybe not completely on the blacklist, but you're not going to be on the priority list, right?
Right.
You're going to be, not someone that's not reliable, and that's no bueno. But that's cool stuff. I'm super stoked to. Hopefully, I'm part of the Red Team Village again this year, and the Blue Team Village. I'll go contribute a few hours, and yeah, that's pretty cool, and I like that. So, tonight is about like CTFs, cybersecurity, CTFs, and you just got back from an awesome conference in Denver. You want to express your experience
I did.
there?
Yeah. So I went to, it's called Wild West Hacking Fest, and they just had one in Denver called Mile High. So Wild West Hacking Fest Mile High. And this is their first year there. It was incredible. So every time that I go to Wild West Hacking Fest, the community there is awesome. People are so friendly and they want to help you. And um, it is overwhelmingly just kindness when you go there. So I went there, I did training, and I went to the conference, and I love playing in CTFs. I don't know what it is, just like it makes me so happy to play, and I have fun. So I just start asking my friends like, "Hey, would you like to play? Would you like to play?" And so at
Mm-hmm.
first, like people were like, "Oh no, like I really want to enjoy the conference. I, if I do a CTF, it'll take up my entire time here."
Mm-hmm.
But then like people started saying, "Yeah, I want to be on your team." And so I had incredible teammates. I was really lucky with the people that joined me for this competition. And I really have to say, like, the team is what made us amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we competed. We took Thursday and prepared all day for the CTF.
Mm-hmm.
And then the CTF, we did the attack and defense CTF. It's through Meta CTF. And we went all day. And at the end of it, we had double the points of the next team in
Awesome.
second place. And so I got to take home this amazing thing. I don't know if you can see it well,
If you want
but
to cover the bottom left-hand corner so you can see there you go. You can see
yeah,
that cool little light.
there's cool colors. And then like right here, that is the display. That is supposed to be the DC 407 logo, and that's my handle ET. So as soon as we got this, my friend Shiloh grabbed the badge, had the code ready to load this up on there, and put on its like custom firmware that's on this badge.
That's so sick.
Yeah. So I got the black badge. The team got one badge for the whole team, so we had to roll a dice, and
Oh,
I was just really lucky. I rolled a 17, and that was high enough that I won the dice roll to take this home. So this will give me access to go to Wild West Hacking Fest every time they have it for the rest of my life.
so
And
does that mean you can just like? Are you going to go out to Deadwood this year?
yeah, I'm planning to go.
Sweet. And so is that a free pass for life?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. So all you need to do is just have a place to stay, so you don't have to worry about selling ticket sellouts. You're
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, I'm good.
Gucci.
I
Love it.
am. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wanna sprinkle some sprinkles on top of what you said about the team, right? The CTF, because I I just joined, or I guess created a team with folks like the Stinger and you know
Nice.
Paul or Exo Security, and then Sexy Pants wherever he is, my buddies, and it's been amazing because I've been so siloed for many years. Like, I'll jump in maybe with a friend. Hey, you want to do a CTF tonight? And
Mhm.
it's so different when you have your team to collaborate with because everyone has different experiences
Oh, yeah.
and different things to bring to the table. And for an example, Linux hacking, I suck at it,
Mhm.
right? Like I'm not the best at that. And then like I can leverage like folks like on my team. And then maybe like Windows stuff, I'm a little more consistent and persistent, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And so it's an amazing thing, and like if anyone, including yourself, I'm not sure how much you do on like Hack the Box, and like obviously, I think I said this last week too with Kevin. Like if anyone ever wants to join to learn, doesn't matter where you're at, but as long as you want to learn, don't just get on a team and then ride
Mhm.
out and have zeros the whole season, right? That's no bueno. That's like a
Yeah.
waste of a space. But if someone's ever interested, I'm sure there's other teams out there as well. But I'm just extending that invite because we have an awesome team, and it's been a blast. I think this is like week 7, I think, for
Oh,
Hack the
nice.
Box season 7,
Yeah.
and and it's a Linux box and it's a hard one. So let's see how we do. Or I
Yeah.
do. I don't want to say we because there's some killers on the team. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. I love that. And was that your first CTF?
No, I've been playing CTFs for at least 3 years.
No.
Um, so my last time that I played a CTF, with at Wild West Hackin' Fest at Deadwood, I got eighth place. So, like, there's been a huge growth since, like, 8th place to now 1st place. Um, but I've done, NCL, which is the National Cyber League. I did that in school, and I'm actually back in school now for my master's degree, so I'm, playing again this spring season. But last time that I played in NCL, I actually we got in the team games. My team got 20th in the country and
Hmm.
first at WGO, so that was exciting.
That's cool. So what are your favorite CTFs? Like what challenges do you enjoy?
Um, I think OSINT is really fun, and also cracking like code. That's fun. Um, I just like going down the rabbit hole and figuring stuff out. And you can spend so much time and just like, you know, banging your head against the wall trying to figure it out. And then it's like it all of a sudden comes to you like a light bulb. And that is just like, I love that.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because there was a machine, it was Block on Hack the Box, and I really
Mhm.
wanted to get that one done because I thought it was gonna be expired, right? Like retired, and I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I want to get those points. And literally, like for their Privesk, it was super like complicated for me. Like my head was spinning, and then all of a sudden, like a friend of mine, guided me a little bit. And I'm like, oh, this is what I'm missing. And then like once you get that little click, it's like,
Mhm.
oh, got it. Now
Yeah.
you got that shell or whatever the case may be, crack the code or whatever. But yeah, that's always an awesome feeling. And
Mhm.
so CTFs are fun. I used to not dog on them, but like never really be into them because like I never really played video games. So like it was like a gamified thing, like and now it's like I'm not gonna lie, it's like an addiction, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I was scared, not, I'm gonna say this in public. Because like I come from an addictive an addictive family, all
Mhm.
addicts.
Yeah.
And I never did that, but I'm prone to an addiction, right? So like green teas, I'm addicted to that.
Yeah.
So like now I'm starting to get down this rabbit hole, and it's all the Stinger's fault. So like this thing is like, okay, I wake up in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning before I start work, and just hack some stuff, and it's like, oh man, like how can I get this? How can I get better at this? Or man, now my points are going up, and it's like, oh, let's see
Yeah.
what I can do now to get at this next level. And it's starting to get pretty bad because it's like, oh, on the weekend, and then if I feel like I missed it, I was like, man, I need my lick. You know what I mean? I need my
Right.
bunk. But yeah, so that's definitely fun stuff, and especially when you're learning something new, it's always a good thing. So speaking about like conferences, so what other conferences you have lined up for 2025?
So I have DEFCON, not DEF CON. Well, I do also have DEF CON, but DEF CON is Detection Engineering and Threat Hunting Conference. Um, so if you heard like threatening, death is like another
Yep.
term like that.
Yep.
And that is a virtual conference. It's amazing because it's all workshop based. So you'll have a workshop instructor or a workshop lead, and they will have a video that explains how to do the workshop or what you need to do. And then you go in and you get to do hands on activities to practice those skills
Mm,
yourself. And it's so fun. I have learned so much from it. I've been with them for 3 years now. This will be
nice.
my fourth year. And this past year, I launched DeathCon Orlando. So that is a in-person site to work on this online conference together. And then just earlier this year, I was I was offered to join the conference organizers for DeathCon Maine, like the online one, and I just accepted that. So I'm super excited that I'm going to be working to help bring that to life. So I'm really excited. We're going to have more locations this year, and it's growing. So the registrations for that is going to start in July.
Oh, cool. And
Yeah.
when is it?
It's going to be November 8th through 9th. So it's over a weekend, but
Cool.
then you'll have the access to the conference materials until the end of the year. So you'll have at least 6 weeks. And we tend to kind of stretch that and go longer. It just depends how much money we have for the servers.
Absolutely.
But like last year, we went through March. We still have the servers up from this past November. So we try to make it so that there is this workshop environment where you can get hands-on practice for as long as possible. And people do continue to do the workshops and work through the material, which is awesome.
Nice. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's sick. That's sick. That sounds fun. Definitely would love to join that, just like
Yeah.
FedEx said. So there is something, I guess we can announce that more towards the end of our thing. But like, so, you know, what is the importance of like these conferences in getting cybersecurity jobs or getting a job, right? Doesn't have to be cyber, doesn't have to be offense, defense, DFIR, whatever. It can just be an IT help desk job, right? Someone or might be,
Hmm.
looking for an MSP or whatever the case may be. So like, you ran a couple conferences, you're a part of this community. How important, or what do you think the importance of community is when you're looking for a job? Do you think that helps you bypass that, ATS system? Because I've been through the ringer with those systems. Like in the past, you submit your resume, 20 minutes later, you get an automatic decline. It's like, I meet all these requirements and more. How do I not qualify? Right. So my question to you is like, what is the important? Because you did those resume writings and you did all the stuff, mock interviews, etc. So,
Hmm.
what is the importance of all of that good stuff for those folks that are looking to transition to cyber or into cyber right now, and they just want to excel in their career?
Yeah. So I think conferences are great. One, you get to network with people, and that is crucial in this day and age to getting a job because it's a lot easier to find a job if you know people who are hiring.
Hmm.
They're more likely, if they know and trust you, they're more likely to hire you.
Hmm.
Um, so you get to connect with others. You get to build your network, even if it's not like an employer that you meet somebody who is connected to somebody who is hiring. They can refer you to that job, and then you have like this soft, warm opening to like, here's somebody that's interested in the job, and you get that friendly handshake to being passed off to that role. So you have a better chance of getting an interview. Once you have an interview, and your chances of getting the job go up. So, you know, getting that first interview is crucial. And then the next thing is, when you're going to conferences, you're sharing ideas, you're learning from others. What are some, hot important topics in cybersecurity today? And so you're getting the latest information in cybersecurity by going there and talking with others, and sharing ideas, and that helps to also cement ideas in your brain when you're going there and learning, and talking with other people, and just making lifelong connections, and learning. That is some of the best things.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I'm not sure if it's a connection thing, but yours is really it's really blurry. I'm not sure. Do you see that on your end? Well, that's just on my end.
um, I don't see so I'm blurry.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Maybe it's a connection thing.
I
I'm
just
not sure.
wanted to. I didn't know if it was on my end or if it's just because on this. Yeah, I'm not sure if everyone else watching it looks blurry, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so
Yeah.
obviously, yeah. Thank you for sharing that. That's definitely some good information, especially for those folks that are trying to get into the community and get into this industry. And you know, don't be scared to like go shake hands. Don't go. Don't be afraid to say hello, and whomever it is, right? Like i I always say that, like, just come up and say hello and see what's up, and if maybe there's someone that I know that's hiring, I can get you past that. you know yeah, she's blurry. Okay, so it's not me.
Yeah.
Yep, no worries. It's probably, I don't know, maybe your bandwidth, maybe the spot you're in, I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
it's all good.
Sorry. If we weren't live, I'd go and like start troubleshooting, but
No, yeah, you're good. Maybe it'll clear up.
yeah,
And
hopefully.
so I think that's definitely important, as long as the message gets out there, right? Um, so
Hmm.
Pat is clear. Yeah, she's a little blurred. Okay, she's very choppy. Maybe it's just the time of day in the neck of the woods that we're at. So obviously, and you wanted to bring up Thor uh, collective dispatch, right? So I want to go ahead and throw this
Yeah.
workshop into the chat. And
Yeah. So go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. I want to throw this in the chat, and I'll tag your it, and you can go ahead and explain what I'll be posting in this chat.
Yeah. So I just was talking with Pat earlier. Um, so Thor Collective Dispatch is a new group of threat hunters that are blogging. And I was telling you, I'm writing an article that's um, going to be hopefully posted next week. So I'm putting together some information on honeypots, and so it should be out there next week. I'm really excited for it. It's a great like collective of threat hunters. So the stuff that's already posted is really good, and I recommend, if you're interested in threat hunting, to check it out.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. That's really cool, and I'm glad we can get that out there. And yeah, please go check that out. Go support it. That's lovely. So I guess more like some questions for you, and just to get to know you a little bit. So why did you, out of all the careers, choose cyber?
So originally I went into web development, and during with that I came across DEF CON, and I started reading some of the write-ups, and it was phenomenal. Like, there was a write-up by a person named Lost, and then later I saw there was a Mr. Robot episode, and it had like the same challenge type of thing that Lost had done a write-up of. I was like, I read that, and then it was in the episode. I was just like super into it and excited. So it took me several years from like my first interest to actually like getting a job in cybersecurity. But I started going to like I went to DC 423 because I was in Chattanooga at the
Mm-hmm.
time. And so I'd go to like these hacker meetups, and I would just like hang out and listen to their talks, and it was really exciting. Um, and I really love the local DEF CON groups because um, they care about you. Is kind of how I feel about it. They want to see you succeed and get excited for when you do and what projects you
Mm-hmm.
work on. But I just really got into like all of this like figuring stuff out, and when you run into a challenge, like what do you do? And reading what how other people figured stuff out. And so I just the more I got into it and down the rabbit hole, the more I wanted to do it myself and get hands on and figure out how to do it. So I started participating, and eventually I decided to enroll in college and get a degree in it. So now I have my bachelor's degree and I'm working on my
Sick.
master's.
That's
So
awesome. So,
yeah.
speaking on degrees, and so you have a bachelor's, going for your master's, and we always get this question, with certifications versus degrees. I have them both as well. So, if you
Hmm.
get that question, if those folks that are like, oh, I want to get a bachelor's degree or I want to get a master's degree or whatever, but I see that, a lot of people are saying certifications way more than a degree, and it's a lot shorter time, right? This time frame is a lot shorter. So what is
Hmm.
your take? Do you have any certifications?
I do. Yeah. So the school that I went to, like the degree comes
Mhm.
with certifications. And I've also gotten some certifications outside of my degree as well. So it's I see a value in
Mhm.
both, and also it's not one size
Mhm.
fits all. So I know that there are people that can study and learn things on their own so that they are employment ready and they don't need to go to school. For others, like having that I have to do this and then I have to do this and then they have that recipe for how do I get from point A to point B that helps them to get the knowledge they need for the
Mhm.
job. So it depends. Like I and some employers they want to see certain things. So some employers require a
Mhm.
degree. There's a lot of employers that have gone and taken that requirement off because they realize that there is value in people that know how to study, do that self study and get that those skills on their own. But there's also those employers that are like still we require a
Mhm.
degree. So it depends. You can get a job in the field without a degree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and that's good to know, and that's good to hear, because there's jobs out there that are just like, okay, no degree, no certifications, just have, the skill. But so,
Hmm.
like, what do you think the certification like does for you? Like, say for example, someone that's, wants to go get a whatever certification, what do you think that does for you personally, that will help you for that job? Like you understand what I'm saying? Like, what do you?
Yeah, so certifications they can help you meet qualifications to get a
Mhm.
job. Like I recommend everybody at least get Security Plus if they're trying to get into
Mhm.
cybersecurity. But sometimes we see that having just one certification is not enough and employers want to see more. You're also competing against other people for that job, and those people might have several other certifications. So I always recommend start with Security Plus. Um, and then you can get the CC, which is the ISC squared certification, entry level cybersecurity certification, which is free, but you have to pay the $50 annual membership fee. And just over time, you can acquire more and more, but try to get like several to like at least those two, to start getting the job, and then have your employer pay for other certifications
Yeah,
down the line.
exactly.
Because
That would be
like,
my recommendation
yeah,
too, because if you're working at Pasquale's Pizzeria and you're getting into cyber, you don't know what area you want to get into, and a lot of people get into the fancy hacking area. But I want to put a little secret out there. They don't pay as much as the other side. You know what I mean? The Crips get more money than the Bloods. But like at the end of the day, like you have to enjoy what you're doing as well, right? Like you have to love what you're doing,
mhm,
get up in the
yeah,
morning and just go to work and do what you enjoy. But at least with that Security Plus, the CC certification, I think it's like certified cyber or cyber certified, something like that, right? From ISC Square. And
yeah, cybersecurity
yeah,
certified.
and then it's like, okay, like then you start tinkering with, I want to get into some platforms like Hack the Box and Try Hack Me and Vuln Labs and stuff like that. But then you can get into those kind of platforms, and now you can say, okay, I can dabble in some CTFs on DFIR or like blue team stuff, and then you can dabble in some like red team or penetration testing and some hacking stuff, and see where you what you enjoy more, right? So
Hmm.
so yeah. So what is your take on like CTF platforms? Like which ones have you used? What do you like about them? What is some of your feedback on those guys?
Yeah, I think they're great. Those are learning tools to help you sharpen your skills and get better. I love Try Hack Me. Back when I first started, I started with Hack the Box. Back when you had to hack your way to get into
Yep.
Hack the Box. So like very, first challenge is how do you
Yep.
get in?
Got to get that registration
Um,
code.
right. So once I started going, like I did Try Hack Me, I did Blue Team Labs online. That's been a good one. It doesn't have a lot of write ups out there online, so you kind of have to figure things out on your own. Um, what else? The Immersive Labs.
Never
I
heard of them.
love Immersive Labs. Um, so they're a platform that's only available through schools like
Gotcha.
WGU or enterprise, like your company gets a subscription
Gotcha.
for it. So I found out that we had it through school, and climbed all the way up in the leader level until I was number two.
Nice.
So yeah, that was fun.
That's sick.
Um, yeah, yeah, I have all of my write ups for that on my GitHub.
That's awesome.
Uh,
So as
yeah,
far as like, all right, then we can segue into that. And then what time is it? Then we, another 10 minutes or so, we'll start getting into some questions. I'm not sure how many questions there is, but we'll go through them. So like write-ups and GitHubs and like videos and content, like what is your, like, do you recommend people that are just getting into the field, like showcasing their work? Because I know there's a lot of people shy. Maybe not everyone wants to get on camera and get on the internet and put themselves out there like that. But what would be your take of creating a good portfolio to get yourself out there to be recognized? Because sometimes just a piece of paper, like a resume, doesn't really get far, especially if you're getting into the game, right? And especially like you said
yeah,
before, you made a good point. Like then you're competing with someone that has, you know, X amount of experience, X amount of, degrees or certifications. Now you just have, maybe you have the equivalent certification, but no one really knows you, right? Like no one really seen your work. So
yeah.
what is your take on that?
So write ups are fantastic. If you are doing like Try Hack Me or any of those, like you can start taking notes and then turn those into a
Mm-hmm.
write up. Um, so that was my process when I was going through boxes and things like that, I would just like take my notes. I always take notes because I have a leaky brain. I put things in there and it just keeps coming out. So I got to put it on the paper or in my notes. Um, so your notes become your starting point for your write-ups, and then you can add more information if you want to explain things to the audience and stuff like that. Um, by adding things online to proof of like, hey, I did this, it both shows that you're working on growing your skills. It shows that you are willing to share information and be a teacher to
Hmm.
others. And it also shows like what you've done. And so that really helps when you're applying for jobs. You can include links to your portfolio of things that you've done, whether that's blogs, write ups, videos, anything like
Hmm.
that. You can include links to it so employers can see like how much you've been doing. Um, if you have a home lab, I recommend putting together a write-up about it. And you don't have to have like a lot of fancy equipment. So you can just start small and then build from there and write about the equipment and what you're doing and what you're setting up. If you're setting up any environments, what are you doing and um, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I think that's super, super important. Like having your own home lab and talk about it. As yeah, exactly. Like Stinger said, like making those notes and write ups is your own learned skill to master. And
Hmm.
so I want to. I'm speaking on my I don't want to say experience, but the way because I'm a little unique, right? I don't know how many videos you've seen of me. I know we know each other a little bit outside of the computer, but I have a unique personality. I'm trying to keep it PG with you because you're a woman, and like I'm trying to keep it professional and respectful, more respectful. But sometimes I'll just go off the rip. You know what I mean? I'll just start, just talking up the wazoo and just saying things like not really trying to filter what I'm saying. Do you think that
Hmm.
can be like a negative, not a negative, like a strike against you when like okay, like say for example, I drop the F bomb, right? Like and I do probably every other word if I wasn't talking to you, But like say for example, on a video, I'm like, yo, this effing exploit's not working, whatever. Do you think I'm just saying this because maybe people are thinking about this, like, oh, like I'm I'm from the hood, and this is the way I talk, and if I put this out there, it's going to look bad because this is the real me. And so you think people can get like what is the word like punished for that behavior, like on their off time, like employees will look at that as a bad thing?
Um, so in my experience, just using curse words is not going to count against you. Like using curse words
Yeah.
online is not going to count against you, as long as you're professional at
Hmm.
work. Um, but if you're like rude or disrespectful to people, that would be a different story.
Absolutely.
But using curse words, I don't think that's. Uh, as far as I know, that's not been an issue for anyone that
Yeah,
I
like a
know of.
negative impact.
Um,
Like, but if you start,
yeah,
yeah, being rude, yeah, that's you should get smacked in the mouth. But like, yeah, like
right.
if you're like, oh, this fucking exploit's not working, what the fuck, like, blah blah blah, like that's sometimes I'll just go off the whim like that. And no, being rude or being
Yeah,
disrespectful, saying anything like racist or sexist, that's on a different. That's not me, but that's like
right.
a whole different thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I always think about that. Like some, not as much because now, I guess when you get to a point, like people know you as a professional, but then it's like, okay, that guy is just a couple screws loose on a camera, right? But I always wanted to ask, like folks, and talk about that because maybe this is their not escape. Like this is how they, it's like rappers, right? Like this is their gateway or whatever. They talk about things and they say express themselves in a way. It's like, why are you going to be punished for speaking your mind? But
Hmm.
yeah, that's something I wanted to bring up. Hey, what's up, Zach? I need to get Zach back on.
Yeah. But yeah, I think be your authentic self online. That you let your personality
Yeah,
shine. That's my
yeah,
opinion.
I think so. And I think, a lot of people, even with Zach, right? Like I worked with him professionally, at places, and he knows
Mhm.
me, off the camera, and I'm the same. Like obviously I'll keep it, a buck. I'll keep it 100 either way. But like I know where to be professional, but I'm never gonna change the way I am. So
Yeah.
that's just the truth. And and let's see what other things I wanted to. We talked on certs. And I guess like the last thing we'll talk about, then we'll go to the questions. So you want to speak on what we're going to be doing together and how we're going to be collaborating here in the near future.
Are you talking about B-sides or?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, okay. So there's actually two B-sides we're collaborating on. So Pat is joining us to help out with the Social Engineering Adventure Village, which I'm super excited for. That one is, we have submitted to be at Tampa. I'm just waiting oh so patiently for, hopefully they will accept us there. And then Pat is also going to be joining us for planning for B-Sides Orlando, which is exciting. I think you wanted to help with Career Village. Was that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I'm so excited to have you there. You're going to be helping people to start their careers or grow their careers. So that is
Hmm.
such a wonderful thing to do. Like, it makes me feel happy and fills my heart when people come back and say, "Hey, your advice helped me with getting a job," or
Hmm.
um, "Your recommendation really helped me out." So it's good to have you there
I appreciate
helping
it.
out.
No, the
Yeah.
feelings are mutual. Thank you. Yeah. So we have about 15 so minutes. I want to be respectful of your time. And then USA and Canada play at 8. So I want to try to order food because I didn't get to get dinner and watch the hockey game tonight. So let's go up to the
Yeah.
top and see what we got here. And it's, hey, what's up, Howard? It's been, it has been a while. I'm not sure if you're still watching this on Twitter, but definitely have to get you on the channel. That would be awesome. I'm doing well. Evening all, what's up? Blah blah blah. I try not to, I try to pay attention to the guest, not so much in the chat because I think that's like rude. And then hello. I'm 99% go Canada. Yeah, you guys got, excuse my friend, fucked up the other night. Fuck around and find out. But so hello from greetings from hungry sexy boy. I think I know who that is. That's why I said, hey, what's up, sexy pants? That's our inside joke. And I think my computer's gonna blow up. Heard a beep. Maybe maybe that's him. Maybe that's sexy boots planting some bombs in my computer. Uh, can I actually be my mentor? Can I ask you a question? Can I be your? Can I have a mentor here that I can ask some questions? Yeah, Samuel. If you have any questions, man, like you can join Discord servers. Um, I don't know. I don't have my dis. If someone, I don't know if there's anyone that's in here that's on my Discord. If you can just throw the link in there, because I actually closed my Discord because I was updating it and then and didn't reopen, and I don't want to be rude. So if anything, you can always just go to my. I think it's in the description too. So blah 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 blah. Felix. Let's see. Any other questions? Let's see.
So
CTF. Go for it.
I say a question. How do you get access to immersive labs? I'm currently at WGU. Where would I go to access it? So you go to the Immersive Labs website, and I think you sign go to like sign up or something like that, and you use your WGU account. If it, yeah, you go to register. If there's any issues, just send them an email. They'll get you in.
Sweet. Thank you for that.
Hmm.
Making notes. So, what app do you recommend for taking notes? Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay. Um, so most of the time I use OneNote. It's been handy. And it's easy to search for information in there. I've also used Notion. So I've
Yes.
found Notion is really popular on the red team side of things. It's also, if you have like code snippets, it's great for that.
Hmm.
I know that like people have used other things like Jupyter Notebooks and Joplin.
Hmm.
Just find whatever works for best for you and then use that. Whatever
Yeah.
you're using is a good note taking app.
Fair enough. I love that because
Yeah.
like I remember I was using OneNote. I was actually using Microsoft Word for a long time. And
Hmm.
then I went to OneNote so I can make different tabs for whatever. And then I moved over to Notion, and I love it. I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
So go Canada, yeah, Andrew, go kick rocks. What what cybersecurity field is? Let's just put this on here to go to as a beginner. Hmm.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So, when you're first looking at cybersecurity and you don't really know the field at first, it can be very confusing to figure out. So, my recommendation is to start talking to people in the field, asking them what they do, and then asking them, what's your job like? Once you start to get like some job titles too, you can start Googling them to see what the job is.
Hmm.
There is so much to do in the field. Um, there is a cybersecurity certification roadmap that has like all these different categories. So there's like blue team side, red team side, like GRC, which is governance, regulatory, and compliance, which
Risk
is,
and compliance.
yes, risk and compliance, exactly. So there's different things um, that you can do. So just start learning what is out there,
Hmm.
and then work towards that. Work towards gaining knowledge in that area and certifications and trying to connect to those in that field. Um,
Yeah, I
so
love it. Yeah, exactly. Just like sprinkle your wet your feet. What is that? Put deb your feet in like different areas and see where where you enjoy. So that's definitely a good one. It's really hard to find. I have a lot of Discord servers. Yeah, Samuel, just give me 1 second, brother. 1 sec. Let me do this real quick for you. Un momento, por favore. All right, let me copy this. Here you go. Yeah, I want to put it in the chat. There's the Discord. So you can go ahead and join that and then ask in the general chat and see if someone can help you out. Maybe I should start making a little section of volunteers to help out doing some like I guess coach or like a 20-30 minute talk or whatever.
mhm.
But let's see. Y'all look great. Keep on the grind. Thanks, brother. Are you able to give me access to the cybersecurity club at WGU? I put a request in. I haven't been approved yet.
Okay, so once upon a time, I used to be the president of the club. I am not the president of the club anymore. You can reach out to the dean of the department, so of the IT department. His name is Mike Morris. So his email is going to be mike.morris@wgu.edu. And let him know that you can't get in and he'll get you in.
Awesome. And I think that was it for the questions. So, obviously, I want to be respectful of your time and I want to order some dinner. So, yeah. So, any last lovely words, um, for the community? Anything that you want to, let the world know about you? You can let them know your socials, not your social security number, but your socials, and where they can find you, where they can follow you, and see what's up in your world, in ET's world.
Oh, you want socials?
Yeah, if you
Like
just want
my
to throw it, if you want to
Yeah.
throw it in the chat, or if you want, I can share it. And
Yeah, let me send it here to you because I don't see where I can set it into the big chat.
Okay. So yeah. Yep.
So
Awesome.
you'll just have to
Yep.
send it along for me.
I gotcha. And
But
so
I'm
here you
getting
go. If you want to follow, please follow. Show love when love is due. And then if you want to connect with her on LinkedIn, her lovely LinkedIn is right here. And obviously, this is one thing I like, especially when it comes to LinkedIn, right? And yeah, we'll take that one question and then run with that. So one
okay.
thing with LinkedIn is, don't just say, hey, and like, hello, how are you? Like, especially if you need some help, in my opinion, establish a relationship with her, not just ask for something. Because for me, if you just say, hey, I need this, excuse my French, fuck off. That's just me. Like, because that means just like a get over. You know what I mean? You just, you're a taker. But I don't know. That's always something, when I share those socials and share your stuff, I think it's good to establish a relationship versus just asking for things. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'm just more of a giver than a taker, and I hate when people do that. So this will be the last thing. I'll let you go first, and then I'll finish it off, and then we'll call it an evening. So what are your goals for 2025?
All right. So my top goal is to win at the Vishing competition at Social Engineering Community Village at DEF CON 33 this year. That's my number one goal with the Riz Kitties. Another goal that I have is to start putting out more content online. And that seems to be working with I'm already on a good path with that. Without me even like starting it myself, I had the Thor Collective is pulling me in for that one, which is super exciting. What else? Yes, it is a specific goal. I wrote down like all of my goals for this year. What else? Connecting with more people and attending more conferences.
Love it. Love it. That's definitely
Yeah,
some good stuff. And hopefully you guys win. Hopefully we get to,
thank you.
obviously we're pretty close in distance where we live. So hopefully we spend more time together here, but then we
Mhm.
also get to hang out in some conferences and shoot the smack there as well. So I guess I'll finish it off. I guess professionally, obviously just keep growing my channel, keep growing my, you know, my brand or whatever you want to call it, like it help as many people as I can and just always be authentic and just be myself. I don't sugarcoat anything. This is what you get. Um, on like a personal stuff, like I think I've said this like 2 years ago, I broke my back. So I haven't really played hockey and probably like 2 years almost. So that's something, I've been in the gym, strengthen, my arms are strong. That's why I can do arm wrestling. But when you're playing hockey, it's a lot different. I broke my lower back. So, a lot of checking. If you get hit into the boards and, I can have a disc slip and then I'm done. So this year I really want to start strengthening my lower back and try to hopefully play hockey next season. That's a big goal of mine. And yeah, and attend as many conferences. I'm going to Romania in May to do a talk out there in a workshop, so that's going to be fun. And beside Orlando, Tampa, all like the local stuff here in Central and the West Coast of
Mhm.
Florida, and just yeah, that's pretty much my main things. Like just try to just help as many people and you know grow as a person and just learn something new every day. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And you're doing a talk for DC 407 in April.
Yeah, exactly. That's another
Yeah.
one. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, super excited, and I'm super excited to be where I'm at, the
Mhm.
location wise, because where I was prior, there was not so many meetups. So here in Central Florida, it seems like there's a lot more going on, and hopefully, I start getting out of my house a little more, and then meeting up with you, and then FedEx, and all the folks around here, and getting to getting together. But that's it for tonight's episode. I really want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on, hanging out, sharing your cool stories. And if there's always everything and anything that you ever need, just, you have my number, hit me up.
Thank
And
you.
yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Keep killing it with your content, keep killing it in the community, and much love. And I
Thank
appreciate you, and let's keep rocking. So thank you, and have a beautiful evening, everyone.
you. Thank you.